Well, we've all heard this before. If you want to learn something and be very good at something, they reckon that it takes you or them or anyone 10,000 hours to get to that perfection state. Don't know what the hell that was. I was pretending to be a spicy meatball eating pizza lover or something, Italian. Anyway, apparently that's bullshit. So 10,000 hours is a lot of time. Let me show you how much time, I hear you say. How long does it take to reach 10,000 hours? Well, made popular by this damn book, which is probably incorrect, right? Gladwell's book, it outlines the story of success, right? The principle states that in order to become world-class in any field, you need 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. This means 417 days, wow, worth of hours, or 3 hours a day for 3,333 days. A little over 9 years to become a professional in absolutely anything. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's widely too much, right? You can be a professional at anything with much less than that. Today we're going to talk about Elon Musk and a really cool article from Entrepreneur, right? The 9 steps that will help you learn anything. Guys, my name's Gareth Walton. Follow me on this channel. We are on channel 2, but of course we are on channel 1 as well. We make daily travel films on channel 1, but daily videos on this channel. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Tallboy Gareth. Clearly I need more practice on this because I haven't done my 10,000 hours yet. Let's continue. All right, so going with Elon Musk, a very quick little few little lines regarding Elon Musk. In just 3 words, Elon Musk explained how you can become an expert at anything, even rocket science, right? Awesome. Look at the guy, right? Who wouldn't want to make babies with him, right? Well, me, because I'm not a girl. But anyway, moving on. That was strange of me. You can become an expert in just about anything if you read enough books on the subject, right? If you don't believe me, ask Elon Musk. Whenever anyone asks him how he learned to build space-traveling rockets, this is his 3-word answer. I read books. Musk is no rocket scientist, at least not by training. He has a bachelor's degree in economics and another one in physics, right? And although he got into Stanford's PhD program in energy, physics, material science, he dropped out after only 2 days to launch Zip2. Great decision, obviously. A city guide software company that the founders sold to Compaq for 307 million, right? A few years later, he co-founded the company that would become PayPal. Wow, all right? Which eBay bought for 1.5 billion. I'm not going to read all that, but it basically says that he then tried to build a rocket company. So then he went to Russia. He went to the Russians to try and buy some rockets that they had already built, right? Basically, they were asking for too much money, even for a millionaire like Musk. He wasn't a billionaire back then, but he was definitely a wealthy millionaire, right? So then he learned how to build rockets by reading books, by reading this and reading that, and getting his team on the task. And obviously, he's made the right decision. All the money he saved by, buying a rocket that's already built by the Russians. Who needs you, right? You'll build them yourself. Now, he'll build them himself? He built them himself. That sounds better. Now, going to this, the 9 steps that will help you learn anything. So yeah, I thought it was a nice little crossover with Elon Musk. Read books, keep learning, and you can do anything. Clearly, the guy's taking us to freaking Mars someday, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. All right. I was going to knock on my penis then, but I didn't. Good job, you did it. As an entrepreneur, right? You'll be doing a lot of learning if you want to be successful. That is, of course, if you want to be successful, you'll learn skills. Yeah, I got skills, which you can apply to your daily tasks and operations, right? Facts and information about your industry, vendors and competition, and of course, lessons on how to improve yourself. But while you're jiggling the daily responsibilities of entrepreneurship and racking your brain to solve the problems associated with them, you may find it difficult to learn new things, right? Number one, these 9 steps will help you learn anything faster and more efficiently, right? We'll make that a little bigger for you. Think of something challenging that you learned. So let me read that again. Think of something challenging you learned how to do, possibly on your own, from the ground up. You probably made a lot of mistakes along the way. And in retrospect, you probably know some shortcuts and tips that could have saved you a lot of time. This is almost universally true. Even the most technical and complex subjects have shortcuts that can be taught by anyone familiar enough with the material. I'm going to talk to you guys in a second about this. Your first step, right, then is to seek out and talk to people who have already learned what you're learning. Ask them for advice. You'll probably get it. So, I mean, this is famous saying regarding eating, right? Where am I going with this? You're probably asking. You are what you eat. If you eat pizzas and chocolate every goddamn night, you're going to become and look like pizzas and chocolate. You're going to be, fat. Pizza. Just forget about the chocolate. Chocolate looks skinny, but that's a bad example. If you're going to eat pizza every night, you're going to look bloody fat and round, right? You are what you eat. Where am I going with this, Gareth? I hear you ask. I hear you back there in your house when you watch me in bed. I hear you. You are who you hang around with. Now, no offense to the dumb people out there, but if you hang around dumb people, you're going to become one of them. If you hang around successful, intelligent, like-minded people, you are going to get the traits from them, and you will then become one of them. I'm trying to look more intelligent as I say this because you're now hanging around with the smart people. You are what you eat. You are who you hang around with. Remember that one. All right, number 2. Immerse yourself in the learning process, right? Now, by now, you should know that multitasking is bad. It's bad, everybody. It's so bad. When your brain tries to do multiple things at once, consciously, it usually ends up failing at everything. If you're going to learn something, you need to immerse yourself in the learning process. If you're taking lessons or are reading a book or are watching online videos, isolate yourself and focus on that task. All right? Turn off notifications and don't let yourself get distracted. You'll learn much faster and easier this way, right? You want to focus on something to better your life? Focus on that thing. But if you've got things like The Simpsons playing in the background and Homer starts reversing slowly into the bush like Terminator Man, I mean, you're going to be like, that's from the Terminator. That's clever. But you're not going to be learning the thing you should be learning, all right? Stop distractions. I don't know where I come up with these references. Someone help me. At number 3, we're already on number 3. This is 3 out of 9, by the way, so we're almost, but we're kind of getting towards the finish line here. The best way to study and preserve your attention is to focus your efforts in short bursts. Otherwise, if you've got a machine gun, right, and you want to shoot, but you've got the auto on, I don't quite know how they work, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? You're going to go... You're going to go absolutely everywhere, and you're not going to be on the mark for anything. Short little bursts, either by doing it with your finger or with that little button that does it in short bursts. What is that thing called? I can't quite remember. And then you're going to be like, as opposed to. So yes, goddamn, why do you people watch me? Okay, so short little bursts, right? Tiny little chunks, 20 to 30 minute chunks, right? Any longer than that and your attention will start to dwindle. Try to schedule your learning sessions in these short blocks rather than aiming for occasional marathon sessions. Number 4, for multiple reasons, we tend to remember things better once we've written them down. It could be because we're forced to repeat what we're hearing and thinking in a written format, or it could be a psychological trick that teaches our minds that this particular information is worth remembering. Either way, it works apparently. Whether you're taking notes or committing a lesson to memory, writing everything down that you can apparently helps you. Write it down, son. Number 5 on number 9. 5 on 9. Focus on the fundamentals. I've heard Elon Musk actually talking about this in interviews. Focus on the fundamentals. So when learning something new, it's helpful to ignore the fluff and focus purely on the most important elements of your subject, okay? For example, if you can learn the 2,000 most common words of a language, you'll be able to cover roughly 80% of the language. Wow, only 2,000 words. Oh, if only it was that easy, huh? We'd all be multilingual by now, wouldn't we? If you're learning chess, memorizing openings probably isn't as important as mastering as mastering the mid-game and basic tactics like skewering. I'm not a big chess player. So anyway, number 6. I was watching X-Men the other night. I watched all the X-Men movies with my girlfriend, and one thing that I've learned is that Magneto loves to play chess with Charles Xavier, the guy with back problems, you know? That guy. Find a way to self-correct. Just like the movie The Shining. I think your son, Danny, needs to be corrected. Does anyone get that reference? The guy who chopped up his daughters, the guy who worked in the hotel. Never mind. Our minds learn best when we're met with immediate feedback. Good boy. Good girl. Like I talk to the dogs like that, my doggies. Good girl. Good girl. They respond to that, If something's right, we need to feel rewarded. If something's wrong, we should be corrected immediately, all right? This also prevents us from practicing or rehearsing the wrong things. Your system of feedback may depend on outside party or semi-constant check-ins with a source, example a book, to ensure that you're getting things right. Number 7 out of 9, practice consistently. There's a common belief that it takes, here we go, this is the thing we were talking about earlier. There's a common belief that it takes about 10,000 hours of practice for anyone to get good at anything. Perpetuated by this silly book, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Evidence has apparently suggests that this isn't quite true. I'm not going to read up on that, but it is true, right? You don't need 10,000 hours. Obviously, the more you do something, such as 10,000 hours, for example, you're going to be absolutely amazing at it, but you don't need that amount of time to be great. You could be great in it within a year or 2 or more, right? 10,000 hours is just a bit ridiculous. Don't let that mind fuck you to not do what you want to do, all right? 10,000 hours is too much. So this isn't quite true, but there's certainly a wealth of evidence that practice and repetition are your best tools for learning. This is the way our brains are wired. The more we do something, the more important it becomes, and the more entrenched it becomes in our memory. Wow, entrenched. That's a good word. At number 8 out of 9. My goodness, we're almost there, everybody. If you want to test your knowledge on a subject, try explaining it to someone else. This forces you to reword your innate knowledge and revisit it from the ground up. Tell the person what this thing is and why this thing is the way it is and how this thing works, and then you're kind of teaching yourself on how to do it. That's awesome, right? So revisit it from the ground up. It's a perfect test to see if you're truly internalized, if you've truly how do we pronounce this one, everybody?
Internalized.
Yeah, I said it right the first time. Truly internalize something, or if you're just going through the motions of learning. At number 9, guys, this is it. This is it from this entrepreneur website. The dip, a term coined by Seth Godin, occurs when you reach a point of dissatisfaction or disinterest with your learning. You might no longer see the novelty in your subject matter, or you might be feeling burned out. No, not again, not again. In any case, you'll lose momentum. Stop studying and fail to master your skill or knowledge. Do not burn out. You can avoid the dip by making your studying habits continually rewarding. Good boy, good boy. Did his weebies. He gets a biscuit for that one. So yeah, once again, you can avoid the dip by making studying habits continually rewarding. Set up milestones along the way and experiment with new learning tactics to keep from getting bored. Learning new things while maintaining your role as a leader, visionary, and committed worker can be challenging, but it certainly isn't impossible. With these strategies, you'll be able to learn faster and more efficiently than ever before. Give them a try while taking your next class or learning a skill from a mentor or peer. I hope you guys learned something today. If you did, you better tell someone else what I've just said to you and write it down, and so it stays in your head. And also, give us that freaking sub to channel 2. You know, read the sign, everybody. Read the sign. All right, give us the sub. We also are on channel 1. Blah, blah, blah. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Tallboy Gareth. You guys know the drill. I've been Tall. My name is Gareth. Write that down. My name's Tall. My name's Gareth. I've been Tall. I don't even know myself now. I'll see you next time. Write it all down, guys. Write it down. You'll learn it.